Recording in progress.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So I see some new faces here. It's great. Yeah, so I'd love to see what's coming up in the practice, in the space of consciousness right now. Anything in your practice? Yeah, questions maybe, or insights to share. Just anything that you'd like to talk about. Yeah, we'll start with Monique. Hi, Monique. Oh,
Hi, Dan.
hello.
I have, it's hard for me to ask that question because in my mind it doesn't make any sense. But what I want to ask is maybe just to explain that I think I went to bed Sunday night and thinking I will get up on Monday morning, and this is Tuesday today. So I missed the day. And in my mind, and I went to bed and I was reading a book about being aware of awareness itself, was being aware of the one who was aware of the manifestation. It's like watching the watcher. And I totally hear what it meant, and I could experience it. And as I was experiencing it, usually I see things, the manifestation outside of me, like when or I am in a prison moment, or I don't know how to explain, like things becomes very bright. It's very bright, and I'm looking, oh my God, this is so nice. This apartment is beautiful. Like I forgot how beautiful it was. Usually that's what happened. But Sunday, which maybe was yesterday, I don't know, it did the opposite. Like it felt like I was being transparent. It felt like the world was being less a world, less a manifestation, more transparent. And I did a dyad like today, and like my face is so much energy. Like all the energy came into my face. It's like my face was burning, like I went in the sun. And like when you fall asleep in the sun and it's red, red, red. I was like that for 2 days and had to put a lot of cream.
Wow.
But it's snowing outside. There's no sun here. It's very cold. So I'm trying to put things together. And the reason why I'm asking the question is because I was certain, for 100% certain, that it was Monday today. And I was doing everything I needed to do on Monday, and I wanted to pay for the electric bill, and it's a Monday, so I called the office, and it was closed, and it says Veteran Day today in United States, and it says the office is closed, and I went, this is not Tuesday today, this is Monday. That's how. And then I check on my calendar and my phone, and I realized this is Tuesday. And I said, no, this is Monday.
So do you feel like you were in bed all that time? Is that like
No.
no, okay. It just sort of skipped a day, or?
Yes.
So so I just want to be clear on what kind of get a sense of what's going on. So so you said at the beginning about watching the watcher, so through your sleep cycle, was there kind of an awareness present? Did it feel like you were there through the whole sleep cycle?
I don't remember. I usually remember my dream every night. But I did dream. I always dream. But I've been dreaming lately. And my dream changed. Like I don't struggle in a dream anymore. It's like things happen totally different. Like I can defend myself in my dream now. I don't let myself being pushed around or being bullied or being all my life. I let people bully me, and now it's the opposite. But I don't hurt people. I could never do it, even in my dream. I could not. I wish I could have pushed somebody and say, "Leave me alone," or say, something nasty. But I could not. All my life, I could not do it, and even in my dream, I could not do it. But now the dream is changed. So, and I also felt like silence, like in what I was reading, it was being the silence. And I was the silence, and the noise, like, was in the silence. The silence was still there. I don't know how to explain. But is it what I could not understand? I was so sure it was Monday. I was going to read the rest of the book because I had the whole day to do it. I didn't have you on Monday, and I didn't have anything else. So that's why I went, what?
Yeah. Well, so when it comes to that, I don't really know. I don't have an answer for that. I think there's a lot of phenomena that happens on the path, and sometimes things are unexplainable. So yeah, so I can't speak to that specifically. But what you're describing like it seems like there's another question there, like surrounding what came up in the dyad, this perceived change of you said, like, sometimes there's a sort of luminosity to the world, and that wasn't there. Is that right? How would you, like, can you just sort of give me the question that is sort of underlying all of this? And
Usually the luminosity is there. Do you call it luminosity? It's the right word. I mean, when I have that experience, I see like everything is so bright, everything. But this time it was after the dyad that a lot of heat came in, and sometimes when I do dyad, I go, "Oh my God, it's so hot," and I saw my face coming red. But after the dyad during the day, which was on Sunday, which was, I don't know anymore, maybe yesterday, because I thought today was Monday. Um, it was different. I didn't see anything bright. I saw everything, like I felt like I was transparent. I felt like the body was transparent, and I went with it. It was okay. I was still for 2 days. I was still with that heat. I put cream in my face, and I didn't make a big deal out of it.
yeah,
But
that's good. Good.
it's just,
Yeah, I get a sense. So here's what's coming up for me in what you're describing. So yeah, sometimes in the dyads, we get this beautiful energy, light, and luminosity, but sometimes, when there's something deep from the unconscious comes up, sometimes the whole. I've witnessed people in dyads where it's like the whole self structure really comes up, and then there can be this burning, this Kundalini energy that is released in that. And that energy, it sounds like, it's literally heat sometimes for people. People experience it in different ways, but if in the ancient Pali and Sanskrit words for meditation itself, it means literally to burn up. So there is this energetic release that comes. So it's good you're not reacting to it. You're just observing it as phenomena. And so what I've seen sometimes in myself and with others is that when that Kundalini energy comes, there's literally a rewiring happening in the body mind, and all kinds of weird stuff can happen with that. So I, people have all kinds of phenomena when that happens. So sometimes, the endocrine system can get all messed up. The digestion can get messed up. People forget stuff. Their memories, it's like they think they're getting Alzheimer's or something because it's like the wiring isn't firing in the way that it normally does. So I suspect that something like that happened for you. There's some sort of energetic shift happening here, and so I don't know. Maybe that missing day is part of that. It seems like there's a connection between the two, and I wouldn't be too worried about it. There's an intelligence to what's unfolding. So
Absolutely.
yeah, those neural pathways and all those connections, they're gonna rewire. And yeah, I wouldn't
Yes,
wouldn't be too.
I
Yeah.
totally feel that there is
Mhm.
an energy in that because um usually I don't have much brain. I'm all heart, but there's no brain. And lately is there's so much brain, but it's not in the brain. It's coming like a knowing. It's
Mhm.
like, oh, I need to do that. Things that I could have done like 20, 30 years ago, and I'm doing it now, and it's so easy. Like
Mhm.
things are changing. That's why I know I'm not forgetting. It's totally the opposite. I'm doing things I that is easier for me during the day. And I thought, oh my God, why didn't I do that before? How
Yeah.
did I not know it?
Mhm.
But there is another thing that I want to say. I don't know if it has anything to do with it. This is November 11 today. And I was born at 11/11. I've never knew what it meant and never make a big deal out of it. But when I saw it was 11/11, it just hit me. So I don't know if it has anything to do with that because I've never did any astrology. I've never had my astrology been
Mhm.
read to me. So I just saw that. But the reason why I'm asking you is I thought for a moment that it was my identity, my persona that was resisting the change and was playing with me.
Mhm.
That was the first thing that came into my mind. Like it doesn't want me to wake up or be transformed or whatever you call it.
Mhm.
Like it's not ready or
Mhm.
the body is not ready
Mhm.
because there is a lot of memory in the body because I was very, very abused for 12 years, like sexually abused for 12 years. And I would, something would get me out of my body every time. So I don't remember the abuse,
Mhm.
but I never thought I was abused, but when I was 33, I didn't know who I was. So I just, I thought, I'm going to find out who I am. And I left on a bicycle because I bicycle and I bicycle around United States for 11 months. I bicycle like 9,000 miles trying
Wow.
to find out who I was.
Wow. You're
And
you're biking to find yourself. Wow, that's amazing.
by myself all the
Wow.
time. And I was camping every night and I was always just with me. And
Mhm.
when you were talking about going in a dark room, and I thought, holy moly, this is a lot easier than biking 9,000 miles because
Yeah.
it
Mhm.
was
Yeah.
it was so hard.
Yeah, yeah. Even a lit room will work as well. Like any
Yeah,
any any room.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought,
I actually did the same. When I was in my 20s, I biked across Canada as well.
oh, you
And
did.
yeah, yeah. So I know, yeah, and there is something very zen about biking as well. The mind can really drop and it can become almost like a sadhana. Yeah.
Yes,
Hmm. Hmm.
exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly, because um when I was in Boston, anyway, this is a story. It was a tornado, and I was being I could not bike anymore. I was in the ditch, and the police came in and told me whatever, helped me out, and the whole story. They call the TV in Boston or whatever where it was, and they called TV came in with big camera and take a picture of me because I wanted to go around the world. But the reason why I'm saying that is and in the newspaper also. I was in the newspaper, and the title that they gave me I had the whole page in color in the most important newspaper, and the title was Zen. It was a book that was written Zen on a motorcycle, Zen and the
Oh,
World on a
I
motorcycle.
think I know the one. There's one called Zen and the Art of Motorcycle
And
Maintenance. It's the old
yes,
one. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So they wrote the title of my article was Zen and the bicycle instead, and to be a motorcycle. It was
Yeah,
Zen and the bicycle on
yeah.
what was it again? On
Yeah, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. Yeah.
the art of motorcycle maintenance, and mine
Yeah,
was the art of bicycle maintenance
yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that. Well,
That's awesome.
that just came into my mind.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so that what you were talking about, the synchronicities and the 1111, all that stuff. I don't really know a lot about astrology and all those sorts of things, but I feel like again it comes back to that Kundalini energy. When that energy is awake, it starts, like and just listening to you, it seems like you're shifting your pattern. You're out of
mm,
things, you're finding these new things, new ways to optimize or whatever it is. So that's what this energy does, is it makes connections. It finds nature always, the more alive we are and in harmony with nature, the more efficient our energy becomes. And so I think all of those synchronicities, they're, for me, when that energy is really alive, there's just a making of connections between things. There's, rather than just being in our little groove, it's like we're seeing all these amazing patterns and connections. And I glance at the clock and it's 11:11 and this and that, or whatever it is. But it's just the energy of it. I think, the mind wants to figure it out and say, oh, this is it's a message from God. I got to figure it out or
mm,
whatever. But to me, it's just that energy of life. It's that aliveness and the sort of magicalness of that starts to come online when that energy is present. Life just becomes more kind of magical and mysterious,
exactly.
and the more we can just be in that don't know mind, the more it happens. And we can just be in that sort of awe of
Mm,
life. And then the mind wants to figure it out, and then it slows down. Then, as soon as we want to label it or capture it or evaluate it or describe it, any of those filters, they are what actually shut that down. So it's this sort of paradox to the mind. The more we allow it and just don't know, the more it is online.
mm, yeah.
Mhm.
Um, can I ask you something else, or
Sure.
I already took 20
That's
minutes. I
okay.
feel guilty already.
That's all right.
Okay, because I talked about that bicycle trip, which nobody knows. I never talked about it. It's just like, but I, in that bicycle trip, I was like by myself camping every night, and I would never go in restaurant and never talk with people. It was just me with me.
Mhm.
I was going to ask, is it possible that I was always in the present moment? Because, like, the reason why I say that is I had no map. And usually I don't know my right from my left. Usually I'm always lost. And I
Mhm.
had a map of United States, which is like one map, but a bicycle all around 9,000 miles. So I never miss a mile. I did all of it. I was so stubborn. I thought I would. And anyway, And I saw those kids like teenager, like 18, 20 years old, barking for the weekend. And they were all excited when they saw me with all the bags and everything. And they see the first question was, "What is your map?" And I said, "My map? Why would I need a map?" And they said, "Yeah, you need a map to go everywhere." For the first time, I realized I didn't have any map. So how did I knew exactly where I was going every day. And it's like I had no helmet. I have never had problem. It's like a big van came in and I thought I was going to die. And an energy came in and hold me up in in the energy, and the van went by, and then it put me. Do you remember the only thing? Not the only thing, but I always remember the energy put me down so slow, back on the wheels, and then I kept going. That was it, and I never wanted to think about it because it didn't make any sense to me. Like it's something that I put away. But
Beautiful.
the whole year, is it possible I was always in the present moment?
Well, I would say, so the question that for me right now is when you say I, who are you referring to? You know, so the I, the true I is the present moment. Like
Yes.
the true awareness that's here in this moment right now is is just this moment. You know, everything else is just the filter of the past, the mind, or the future, whatever the mind is doing. So I would say, from an absolute perspective, you were totally in the moment because that's the only place you could be, the true you. You always are. But it also sounds like, on the relative level, that what you did there was an interrupt in the pattern of the Monique character in from the past. So that energy, when you interrupt a pattern that greatly, then there is an incredible energy that is alive there, and that, so when we're in presence, that energy is free. And like we were just talking about, that energy, it is the map. For me,
Yes.
that's the map. It knows the way. It
Yes.
knows the way home. It knows everything. So if you were in that state where you interrupted your pattern, that energy became free, and yeah, it knew the way. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
this is
Yeah.
exactly how I felt then.
Hmm.
Now I see it.
Hmm.
I yeah, I see it that anyway, it's thank you so
Hmm.
much. I was
Hmm.
the reason why I asked the question and I brought all that up is because the day that I miss, I really felt like I'm missing a day. And I thought, where did it go? So that kind of,
Hmm.
bothered me a little.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
it's
well,
okay.
yeah, it's coming up for a reason, and yeah, I think whatever's happening, um, I trust that energy, that aliveness, especially that burning that you experienced. I suspect it's just a rewiring process, and it's just, yeah, these things are like a test of our equanimity, or to
Yes.
see where the little self is still like having a little apprehension about it, and so yeah, I think that's all it is. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Mhm.
I'm sorry I
Yeah.
took so much time, but
Yeah, no
thank you.
worries. Good to connect. Thank you, Lynn.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So if anyone wants to connect, you can just unmute, or you can click the raise hand feature, which is hidden in there's a little react button there. You can do it that way as well.
Dan, may I ask a question?
Sure.
I know it says Alexa, but it's Noah here
Okay. Yeah. Hi, Noah.
from the retreat in
Yes.
2023.
Yes. Yes. How are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm I'm well, and you?
Yeah, good, good.
It's good to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
I know through our emails we had a discussion in regards to um, seeing people, distracted on technology and stuff.
Hmm.
This is completely separate, and it's something you've spoken about in the Samadhi videos, and it was what you would call a synchronistic something that thing that someone said to me yesterday, and I thought I've always wanted to know your thoughts on the expression, and it's from the Gospel of Thomas when Jesus said, "If you bring forth that which is within you, what you bring forth will save you." And you obviously know the rest of the saying.
Hmm.
May
Hmm.
I ask what your understanding or understanding is of that saying, the essence of what he's pointing to there, please?
Hmm. Sure, sure. Yeah, yeah. I think so. The saying is, yeah, if you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. So
Mhm.
yeah, I love that because for me, this bridges Christianity and Buddhism perfectly. To me, what he's saying is that these unconscious patterns, whatever lives in our unconscious, these little programs that are running, if they just continue to run in the unconscious, these little, you could call them dissociated parts of ourself, or I like to think of them sometimes as incomplete experiences. So we have an experience in life, and the charge of that experience is is too much in the moment. So we can't have a complete experience of it in the moment. So the energy literally pushes into these branching patterns, and these neural pathways become like almost like little living entities within the
Mhm.
self structure. So if you what does it mean to bring forth those patterns? It means to see them, to see them, allow them to come up, to be seen, and yeah, and to feel them. They're incomplete experiences. So when we do our sadhana, whether it's on the meditation cushion, or whether it's the self-inquiry dyads, these samskaras, or these conditioned patterns are coming up to the surface all the time. So we enter into this space where we just allow whatever is going to come up in the mind to come up, and then we just be with it. That we remain equanimous. We notice if there's resistance to anything that is coming up in the body mind, and just allow it. And that is the practice. That's our sadhana.
Mhm.
So he in the Gospel of Thomas, he's talking about sadhana there. He's talking about, the practiceless practice to just allow everything to come up, and he says that, if you don't do that, if you just go along in the matrix and in day-to-day life, and you never look within, you never free the energy from those patterns, then it will destroy the life. It'll destroy the self structure eventually, and I believe that to be true. I think these dissociated parts, it is almost like how, if you think of what cancer is, it's like something that is dissociated or separate, operating for itself. Basically, it's not supporting the whole organism. Um,
Mhm.
so it's like we're, in our sadhana, we're bringing all these separated parts of ourself back together. We're inviting them in, the whole family of parts. You know, in IFS in psychology, they talk about the you know, the family of parts. So these little parts get exiled, and so we're in our sadhana, we're inviting them back, you know, to join as one, you know, and that one is just who you really are. It's your consciousness, you know, that's here, that is not, you know, it's that conditioned mind that creates these separations. But in our sadhana, the intention is to, you know, truly find out who we are directly, you know, to awaken as that one. And then those divisions, you know, that mind that is always dividing isn't a problem. You know, we even allow that to be as it is, and when we drop that resistance, then it's, you know, it's just that one consciousness, and that is, you know, to me, the esoteric Christianity, that is Christ. That's Christ consciousness, or our Buddha nature is just that awareness that's here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, great question. Thanks, Noah.
Thank you, Dan. It really helps it to be like a cerebral understanding of what's being said. But then to see the
what's happening in your practice right now? Like what's happening?
so in regards to, you know, it's not about quantity over quality, but I'm sitting for between 2 or 3 hours a day, which I have done for many years. But it feels like the accumulation of all these years of sitting, and then I think maybe what opened was a door into a deeper meditation was, you know, obviously I discovered samadhi and when I was living in LA back in 2018, and were inner worlds, outer worlds before that. Somehow found it to um, the samadhi series, and then coming to the retreat with you in May of 2023. And I think the moment I sort of had the epiphany cerebrally, of course, true meditation begins when you stop trying to meditate. And then, so sitting down and saying to myself, I'm not going to meditate, I'm just going to sit. I'm going to simply sit in the chair. So it feels like, I would say it feels like about 6 months. The meditation has seemed to have gone to another level of, it's like the personality, you know, my personality, it's starting to become less. So I feel like in that meditation, I feel like I might have had a samadhi experience 3 or 4 times for less than 5 seconds. And yeah, I would say the practice seems quite deep right now. You know, I can sit and it starts very quickly. There's not the old 10, 20 minutes of struggling. It's quite a quick dropping in.
So
and it's bring
you asked the question, the Gospel of Thomas question, which I suspect, you know, when we're just sitting, the way you described, quite often that is the space where this clearing of the unconscious will happen as well. So it is like an invitation. So are you finding that as well, that what's hidden in the unconscious is coming to the surface?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely, you know, multiple different things that um, it will come up, and whether I'm aware of it or not. Um, I think there's an initial sort of just putting it to the side or pushing it to the side. But in staying in the practice, being disciplined, it'll bubble up again. So it feels like this natural thing of the invitation of sitting keeps letting that come back up until it's addressed or looked at. and then that's the way to stop the loop, or it continually cycling back around. And then, just to tag it without rambling. But what I'm noticing outside myself, let's say with friends and associates, I feel like, in a way to say it, maybe can see the struggle they're in the world at the moment. And I don't know if that's from them not having a sadhana, or watching the news,
Yeah.
So I'm seeing, I feel very different to how a lot of, friends and family and associates are, because I feel like I keep going to that maybe still point that is quite stable, and it's really not dependent on external events. Whereas I think a lot, I notice in their conversation or their behavior that a lot of where they're at is coming from outside them. So I feel very different, but
Yeah.
feels like that's to be expected.
Yeah, yeah. To when we go deeper, for sure, I think we see not only our own pattern, but we see everybody else's pattern as well. For sure, yeah. So and sometimes when we see that, there's a real opportunity there also because everything is a mirror for us as well on our own path. So the question that comes up is, is there any part of you that is not okay with that, or that that wants to fix that, or wants to change the world, or so and that
May I?
what yeah, yeah.
I would love to answer that because you nailed it. I feel,
Mhm,
and for lack of a better expression, because I would, I heard this expression in Canada years
mhm,
ago, and it sort of did something to me to where it just struck a chord. And the woman said Messiah complex. And I would hope that I don't have that, because when I look at my friends and family and that with their conversation and what they're doing, there's this enormous compulsion to want to fix them, help them, you know,
mhm,
point out what they're doing is. I'm
mhm,
not saying it's not right, but I don't know if it serves them to the best of. So I don't know why I feel that compulsion to intervene or interfere
mhm,
instead of leaving them to be as they are. I don't know if
mhm.
that makes any sense.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. So, yeah, so what I feel, I can't remember when you were here for that retreat, were we doing dyads at that time? Have you done
Yeah,
the dyads? Yeah.
yeah. Remember, there was only 10 of us, and I remember you made the point of saying, wow, it's normally all women. And that
Yeah.
time it was
Okay.
only one woman and nine guys.
So that was a dyad retreat that you were at.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good. Good. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So what's coming up? I think these archetypes that are in play within our self structure, they can be very it like the question is, who am I really? Like there's this self structure is, these archetypes come to life. The more work we do, you're doing a lot of meditation. So, probably these energies are very alive. These archetypes are maybe very alive for you.
Hmm.
And it gets more and more subtle as we go along on the path. So on one hand, energies are becoming free, and to play out these archetypes. You might have energy to help people. You might have energy to play out that Messiah archetype, or not that that's necessarily what it is, but
Hmm.
whatever is alive there. So that it's like the energies want to naturally do something, and it's different for everyone. For me, the energies are going to films, they're going to retreats or whatever it is. So the question for me always is, who am I? Am I the one, who is doing these things, or am I the awareness that's just here? And
Mm.
so the suffering, when we really inquire into who we are, you know, even those archetypes, they're beautiful sort of expressions of the one, but yet there's an observer, there's a knower of those archetypes that
Mhm.
is just aware. They're not always playing themselves out. What is it that is always here now, that I am, that
Mhm.
doesn't come and go? And
Mhm.
and if I know myself as that, then there's no suffering in it.
Mhm.
There the
Yeah.
so and that awareness, when we see that it's the same awareness, even in the friends that are suffering, it's like this one awareness just playing hide and seek. And there's a tremendous relief when we can directly experience that awareness. So not just intellectually, but actually, continue inquiring into, who I am in this moment. And deeper and deeper realizations come from that then. So we get to see where the energies are going, what's in play. And so I think for you, that's an incredible mirror to see that, to see where there's still wanting something.
Mhm.
There's wanting something in the external world, in the matrix, to be different or to fix something. You know.
Mhm.
So the question is, what is there anything in me that my happiness or my peace, my
Mm.
freedom, that is contingent on anything in that outer world, and
Just
that's the practice right there. Yeah.
I just had the epiphany as you said it, because yeah, when I said to you, it seems like their peace is dependent on external, or is affected by external influences. Yet that's what I'm saying to you, that I have this, or that little, the personality has this need to want to fix. And I guess, yeah, the penny just dropped as you said it.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. And so, yeah, nothing to do except just see it, just see
Yeah.
what's in play. Yeah, yeah. And keep inquiring, who
Hmm.
are you? Who are you that is just aware of all of that?
Thank you very, very much, Daniel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Sometimes it takes a while for things to percolate in the silence. So if there's anything coming up for anyone, any questions or insights?
Hello, Dan.
Hi, Eva. Hello.
Yes.
Good to
Hello. So
see you.
nice.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
been a while.
it has since we've
Yeah.
spoken. Yes.
Yeah.
I just want to say thanks to the people who have spoken. I really connected with everything that they were experiencing. Um, And one of the things that came up for me, Dan, as I was listening was, when, in presence, just being aware and um, having something come up in my experience and feeling that like a sensation arising, like an emotion arising, and feeling that and just being aware of it. It seems that that energy, it actually creates a space. Then once it's seen and recognized, it creates a space in me.
Mm-hmm.
And I have this feeling when I'm in deep meditation, and or even when I'm sitting at times, and I'll just be sitting, um, and it feels like there is just an ongoing expansion of of awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And I think to myself, where am I going? And I feel like there is no answer to that. It's like just continuing to open to myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I see, like, there's sort of two currents in the spiritual world that I see. There's the current that is sort of going somewhere, so the spiritual current that they talk about ascension and development and evolution and all of that. And I think it's all happening within the self structure, the conditioned self, but also there's the other current, which is not even a current. It's just waking up to what's here now, knowing who we are, and and it's the more I see they're not separate. They're all just one thing. The more awake I am in this moment, the more free energies are to evolve and change. But yet, it's just me. It's just this awareness that's here in this moment.
Yeah, thank you. It feels like life is just whatever is here. Like there's nothing. There's nothing that I'm looking for except to be me, to be
Mm-hmm.
myself.
Beautiful.
And I, when I was listening to the other people who were speaking, I think about my biggest teacher, I think, is my family. And it's just amazing how when someone else, like when Paul, my husband, does something, and I'll think, he's really struggling with this, and I can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
But all I do is like I feel it, I see it, but it doesn't make me sad. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't upset me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's not that I don't feel compassion for what he's experiencing, but I don't get pulled into that. Um, I don't get pulled into the emotional losing myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and with the family, it's like there's just so much opportunity to open up and receive everything that they are offering. without being judgmental about them, or just accepting them for where they're at. Not to say that there aren't times where I feel that I, think, oh, well, maybe if you looked at it this way. But unless I'm asked, I don't really say too much. Anyway, really, I wanted to just connect with you and say hello and thank you and the people who are participating in this whole immersion into self.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for that sharing. Yeah, I feel like family is it's high level. I think some of the deepest practice is for sure with family, and a lot of the greatest teachers encourage people. Like the path of being a monastic and going into the cave and the mountain is one path, but I feel like a very deep practice and deep path is to just be in the midst of life, however it is. And yeah, that, our family can be our teachers, especially, for me, my partner Lila is an incredible teacher, probably my greatest teacher right now, because we live in the same space. And I can't imagine, if I were just on my own, I wouldn't have that mirror, to see, all the things that are in play in a relationship. So it's a beautiful gift if you see everyone as that mirror, and you're the mirror for them as well. So the more clear you reflect, even if you're not, my family isn't really interested in sadhana and, the, meditation and all that stuff, but yet I can still be a mirror, and just reflect back. Yeah, so there's this beautiful kind of co-evolution, I guess, that is happening.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things too about for me, I really enjoy having my silent retreats, and doing that, and every day I meditating, and it's like a little mini silent retreat, and having that depth of quiet and stillness. And then, the family and life, they just go together so well, I find, for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, me too. I've had different times in my life where, the current of life kind of pulls you in, and the meditation practice might fall away for a while, but I find the balance is really in both. It's like the more I can create space for that practice, and really kind of clear the mind, like what we were talking about earlier, allowing the conditioning and the samskaras to just get cleared, then yeah, life is more in flow, and whatever's happening with family or friends, work, all of it, it just seems more, there's less resistance, less less
Well,
of me.
that's,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
less resistance. Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that resistance is the I thought, it's the little me that wants things other than what they are, in the moment. It just wants something else other than what's arising. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's good to see that when it comes up, for sure. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Yeah, good to
Say
see.
hi to Lila for me.
I will, for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Ritu, hi there.
Oh, hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Yeah, so I just, it's a last minute raise hand, so I'm not fully prepared what I have to say. But there are something that I do want to ask you, and I just want to update you about like my practice and then how do I integrate where I am with the dyads that I attend. So, so I am like more of a heart person, so I gravitate towards going to the heart. And nowadays, like I'm gravitating towards like a Sufi practices and like
Awesome.
having a relationship with my own self in my heart. And so what I'm seeing in myself is that I'm not thinking too much. I'm more here. And I am like anytime, like if I'm in a situation, I just go quietly inward, like what am I feeling right now? And whatever I'm feeling, I kind of surrender to the depth of my heart and just surrender. And then sometimes it just melt away, the whole feeling, and some gratitude comes from that. And so in one way, like it is, I'm liking it, but then who is this I who likes it? So I don't know. I don't know whether it's my ego structure that's like, so I think I'm a little nervous. Is like I'm asking this question is like, if I do attend a dyad, because dyad did help me in the past and it was very helpful, from where would I speak? I mean, should I speak like what I'm feeling? What is, I mean, I don't know. Or maybe it's my ego structure trying to avoid it. I don't know.
Thank you. Yeah. So I think at the beginning, I loved what you said about going into the heart, and about it's not so much about the mind, So these questions, about who is the I, and all of that, what how does the heart feel about those questions? Does it care about those questions? Or?
No.
Yeah. So this is the interesting thing about these dyads. It's, the language is very tricky because the words, when we say intend to directly experience who you are, the intention is to come out of the mind, to allow the mind to not know, and then we come to, you could call it the heart, the deeper experience of life, where everything is just as it is, and we don't have to figure it out with that conditioned mind. So I would say, that practice is the same. It's the same as um, that mind that wants to know. We let that one go, and just trust the heart. Trust, maybe the heart will start to speak. Maybe it's not the mind speaking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, because like, I want to speak from that heart. And and again, I think, yeah, the heart, that deepest part of heart, and and I want to speak from there and stay there. And then there is a fear that, like, what if I with dyads I go into my mind, who is this I and all that. So I don't want to go there. I don't want to question that. Who is
Yeah.
I?
Yeah, good. So the dyads, you know, sometimes people feel that the dyads are inviting them to go into the mind, you know, that they have to find out an answer.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but the dyads are pointing beyond the mind. They're pointing to that heart. You know, they're pointing to a letting go of the need for answers. You know, so when it's inviting you to directly experience, instead of you know, in the mind might be thinking, I have to find out who I am, you know, but instead, you know, when someone says, tell me who you are, think of it as an invitation to really come to your true self, to the heart, to drop out of that mind. And then when you're in the heart, you know, then let the heart speak, you know, and that is who you are. When the heart speaks, that is who you are. That's
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
it's not something separate. It's not an answer, you know, where the mind will go, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
I can say who I am. No, it's like you become more and more able to just be that, you know, to be that heart that connects and speaks, and you, so you, it's like you demonstrate who you are through that, you know.
And again, this is it is like, again, that's why, like, it is, I think it's like mind wants to know is that when heart speaks, then you, like, what I'm trying to say is that when heart speaks, then there is always then a separation already happened, of who you are and who is speaking. So
When the heart speaks, there's a
when
separation.
so again, when I am speaking, like whoever
Mm,
is speaking,
mm,
isn't that already I don't know, is
mm. So
separation?
yeah, so that's just a belief. That's
Yeah.
just a belief. Yeah, yeah. So what happens if you just drop that belief? You know, then there's no problem. Then the heart can just speak.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's true. That's
yeah,
true.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So there doesn't have to be the separation. You know, sometimes we think, you know, in the self-inquiry, you know, because we can really feel that heart when we're very still. You know, the mind is very still, and we drop into that heart. And sometimes the mind will th then think, you know, I have to be, we have to have no words, you know. I can, it's either
Yeah.
I'm either in the words or I'm in the heart.
Yeah.
But the heart actually can allow everything to be as it is. The heart can allow, you know, even the words to come through.
Yes, yes,
All as one. Yeah, yeah,
yes. And
yeah.
sometimes insights does come from the heart.
Hmm.
Like all of a sudden one liner or something, it just heart
Yeah,
speaks.
yeah. Yeah. So it's only the mind, you know, that those beliefs, they create a limitation. You know, if we believe those beliefs, then it's like it becomes a problem, and there's something to figure out. But if we can just drop the belief, then just allow everything as it is. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, well, it seems like the energies have sort of completed, and if no one else has any thing coming up, I think I will just allow us to stay in this quiet. So yeah, thank you, everyone. Yeah, it was beautiful connecting again today.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, for those who are in the dyads, I'll see you in the dyads. Yeah. Okay. Bye,
Thank you.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.